joined by Sam from thepeoplesperson.com. Sam, what do Man United and Louis van Gaal have to do between now and the end of the transfer window?
Buy. Looks like we're getting Rojo, which, you know, it's not an overwhelming signing, but it's
a defender.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically the same level as Smalling, Jones and Evans, but it's another defender because they're so injury prone.
You think? I mean, I suppose that's maybe me being slightly disrespectful
I think that's me
to the existing defenders.
I think that's me just covering myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go in with too much expectation. You know, he played in the World Cup final. He got into the team of the tournament. So he can't be that bad.
Sam, after losing people like Ferdinand, Vidic, Evra, that experience in the dressing room, I know there's a lot of good youngsters there as well. It's going to be a big loss for the dressing room area as well.
We've had a lot of experienced players going out that just haven't been replaced. You know, you can go back to Keane, go back to Scholes now, and now you've got all these on top as well. Who's going to step up? Carrick's injured. Who's the presence in midfield is Fletcher. Love Fletcher, but can you rely on him this season? Herrera, great signing, but we need more around him. It's too much expectation on one player. Yeah,
we will be discussing Herrera and Carrick later on in the Squawker comparison. But obviously, the big thing coming out of the weekend's games, obviously not a great start to the season. I mean, the question is, who's to blame for this? It looks like Ed Woodward's getting a bit of the blame. Andy, just come to you. I mean, as a sort of outsider looking in, is it a boardroom issue or is it a lack of Champions League? What's going wrong for Man United?
Well, I don't think one season out of the Champions League makes any difference here or there, really. It's just one season, and Manchester United still Manchester United. You know, if you go to a lot of countries in Europe and around the world, Manchester United are just Manchester. You know, they represent a huge part of the Premier League in England as the Premier League's most successful club. So I think you have to look upstairs. You have to wonder why there's not a director of football if Woodward's strengths are in getting commercial deals. You know, you look at the deals really that have slipped through their fingers again this summer. I think, you know, we talked about the defence. If you look at one of Rojo's international teammates, Ezekiel Garay, one of the best defenders at the World Cup, went to Andrei Villas-Boas, Zenit St. Petersburg for €6 million.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, come on, and that was in place for David Moyes before, and it didn't happen. So you have to ask what's really going on.
Yeah, I mean, you must be looking. It does seem like the feeling amongst the fans is that the boardroom level needs to be sorted out from the top down, from the Glazers down to Woodward.
The money's there. You've seen the revenue that United are generating. It's not the fact the club is struggling for money. And last year it was a circus act in the summer window, and we're thinking, right, that can't happen twice. We're here with 2 weeks to go in the exact same position. You're thinking, oh, lessons
learned. At least you already own Fellaini this time.
Oh, cheers to that. So we're now left with 2 weeks left in the window. It's like going into a shop when you're really hungry. Everything seems appealing, but you just don't know who. It's a scattergun approach right now.
Yeah, great. Big question then, in your opinion, can Man United still attract the big name players? It's come up this week. The Atletico chairman said that Royce has turned them down, and Muller himself has come out and said that he wasn't interested in a move. Is that a worrying thing? Do you think that as Andy says, the overall sort of draw of Man United is still enough?
One season's not going to change anything. If United can offer the wages, the player will come. That's the bottom line, because we sacked Moyes. You know, some people said it's controversial, but it was sort of cutting the arm off before the rot set in. And getting Louis van Gaal in was a good shout, a great manager, and now we just need to get the squad to come around him, because he's now playing with Moyes' squad, and he needs more. He definitely needs more. That's unquestionable.
Great. I like the idea of David Moyes being sort of like a zombie that bit Man United and was taking it into the undead realm. Anyway, Man United fans, let us know your take. If Man United don't get the players in they need before deadline day ends, who will take the blame? Tweet us at Ball Street.
There's a lot of scope for him to improve. He's not the finished article just yet.
Not the finished article for
£32 million.
£32 million.
Or more, possibly.
Okay. Good on you, Man City. Anyway, we're going to